Page 24, Here Comes Santa Claus. Cut timer, 2/2 time, 1 flat. This is in the key of F major. Make sure you can do the F major scale, 1 octave up and down. Now for the purpose of learning this, as in any piece in cut time, I put it in 4/4 time first. So we'll put it in cut time a little later after we figured it out. So I'm going to talk about this as though a quarter note gets a count. Now let's cover this fingering and stuff because we're moving around here. So you're starting at here and here. You're already kind of in this position. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then don't forget the B flat. Now this is tricky, especially you got big fat fingers. It doesn't work. So you can, after the first one, then do a 4/1, because you can change here. The repeated notes you can do, and then a 2/3 here, and anywhere else you get the same thing. You can do it the same way. So the last measure, the first line is here, 3/5, and then 1/4, 3/5 to 1 here. This way you're staying out here. You're not up in here. If you have little hands, it doesn't matter. You can use the fingering in the book. Just stay right up in there for that period of time, and you go on. Now here you can use the fingering in the book because you're staying out here anyway. And then 1 beat rest, come up here, and they want you to use 2/5. So it's, and you can get away with this because of the 2-note slurs. But I like to finger things legato to start with. And that fingering doesn't allow me to do that. You can try this fingering. I prefer this fingering, but you got to have a little larger hands. If you have small hands, forget it. Otherwise, start this out. This is the last measure, the third line. Start it out 1/3, not 1/4. And then come out 1/4, and then 1, 2, 5. This is a 2, 2. So I played all that legato. And that's what I want to do. I don't care what the articulation is. I want to finger it. I want to feel it legato. So try that if you want. It's a 1/3 to start. And then come a 1/4 here in the last measure. This way you can reach across and reach the E flat. If you got little hands and you can't reach that, then you have to use little finger. Because you want to hold that down as you play the E flat. I'll leave that to you and how big your hands are, you teacher. I'm going to do a 1/4 here. I can reach under. And then go up again. I'm using the same fingering I suggested over on page 22. It's 1/3, and it's a 1/4, 1, 2, 1, and here it's U5. I think that's fun. Now for the most part, that's actually the piece. It's kind of repetitious. Left hand, your broken chords. You're here 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Reach down, it's an octave. This fun, oh boy. Let's go to the top of page 25. You're here 2. You can use 2 again if you want, or you can use thumb, whichever. And then they say jump. Don't jump. Just stay where you're at. It's just, all you're doing is moving the hand up 1. And then cross over. Here, cross the thumb under, I guess you'd say. And then you're back to what you were doing before. Put the hands together. Here. And I'm still connecting everything, except for the rests. Third line down. This is the last measure, the third line you hear. Now here you have half note there, watch out. but not here. Now, all of them come up on beat 4 in the last measure of page 24. 1, 2, 3, rest. And you go up and do it again. You put the hands together. Then once you get that, go back and get rid of the hesitations. You go nice and slow, but get rid of the hesitation so it's a steady beat. You don't want Santa Claus falling all over himself. And then we can add these wrist staccato things short. These are 2-note slurs. Down, up, down, up. And this is why you can get away with the fingering in the book, because it's a staccato and you got time to move. But I don't rely on articulation like that. I still finger it legato to start with, and I like that fingering much better. So it's... So that last measure, hang on to them. And when you play that F in the last measure, the first line, this comes up. That's by itself. And then the rest of it is the same as that. It's repetitious. So as far as learning it, really, it's only half as long as it looks. Now notice when you get to the third line on the last measure on page 24 on this, the left hand, the staccatos went away. These are quarter notes. Down for a full beat, but no longer, so they're not staccatos. So hold these down the full thing. It's got to be a contrast between this short. We want that contrast. The wrist claps on each one. Same thing over on page 25 when you get down there around to the fourth line down or so. Same thing. The staccatos in the left hand went away. Now dynamic wise, well, you get to know it. It's on the loud side overall. They want it loud at the beginning, but you got staccatos. So the staccatos are more important than being loud. You don't want to get overly loud. Then on the third line, the last measure, you come down here. And you're staying there until the last 2 measures of the first line. On page 25, you go back up. And you're staying there until the fourth line on page. You see the medium loud and the loud? That gives you an idea that, well, this part is a little softer than that part, or that part is a little louder than this part, depending on which way you're going. But you get to know it, because you can get a little louder and softer as you feel it. That's all. The left hand, you just keep it in the background out of the way. Speed-wise, well, another happy song. Gaily means happy. And we put it back in cut time now. We want to feel it in 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Left, right. Here comes Santa Claus. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Not going to try any kind of dynamics. I will do the staccatos and stuff though. So I'll give us 4 counts. I want to do this in 4/4 time. So a quarter note is going to get a count. So I'll give us 4 quarter note counts to come in. Let's just try it together slowly. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. 1, three, rest. 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. 2, 3, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest.